Hey, what's up? How's everyone doing? Alright. So last time, we were able to save our friends, So and everything. This way. So now that our friend So has returned, we now have to do something. I forgot I could fly in this area. Mm, Something changed with the bot. I'm gonna have to play around with the bot later. I give you the Bunza, the Xeon's very own airship. I built her as a company project with help from our friends at the Rising Stones. They named her for luck and prosperity. That's right. This is this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Our our comments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the animals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Xeon's fabled Hornkeeper. Hehehe. I'd also introduce myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well as I hoped. But that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. Hey Akima, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. But the Bunce is equipped with a fully complement. Yeah, full complement of mana cutters. By the way, feel free to use them to get around us Leia. But enough talk. It's time to fly. Aboard. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Desiree has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on SLA, and Upnote's report did not do the scale of this place justice. This appears to be Helix, which means we stand in the Alpha quadrant. To the east lies the Beta quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. So this is my first time on Azalea. I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, this path leads to the Erethrite, beyond which there will be an information information terminal. As we begin our search there. Why am I walking when I could drive? Where am I going? Past you because I already touched you. Because I already touched you. You are over here. And here is the terminal. A moment while I search for the archive, while I search the archive for references to tempering. Ah, there we are. Extra corruption and overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Confounded. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No. Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is, where to look? It says here that the report was written by someone named Owen. It is likely that he kept a copy? I would say it's a distinct possibility, assuming he was a researcher there. He will have had quarters on the hemisphere. We will ascertain the details that help hemisphere control. Let's return to Bussa and fill ourselves at the Manicotis. We will need to reach our destination. I forgot. You already have a suitable means to transport, don't you? No need to wait to accompany us back to the ship. We'll see you at the whatever. All the way over there. Oops, wrong direction. I need to go this direction. I hate how this area only had that one crystal. They could have put one like over here, over there, or something. Yeah, I completely forgotten how this map was. I've only been in there like for like a couple hours for a MSQ, and then left. Oh, Baba. If the Leon did indeed have a chamber here, this note would be able to tell us this number. Voices? No voices? No voices. There. From what I recall on the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity. Warning. An evacuation order is personally in effect. Entry to the hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order will have been imposed during the Fourth Imperial Calamity. Yeah, that would be lifted in the near future. This energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example? Hmm. Uh, if we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might survive. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant aether throughout the continent. You seem to recall. Are you honestly telling me that was in the records too? Huh, I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning aspect aether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfere with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no there was no such thing as too much out Alcan knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, it's more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shard, if I may. If I may, if I may, I successfully spread up and searched the beta quadrant. Oh, but beware of spirits. They won't, they are won't to manifest where the aether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off. Which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first to return here with a shard wins. What do you say? Very well. It would be my honor to come third. So I have to go over there. I'm so glad that they allow flying in this area. Because can you imagine just trying to navigate your way around there without flying? Oh god. Ugh. Yeah, hello there. Level 59. You're over here somewhere. What might do? Fire upon ascension lightning and defeat the lightning spirits. It was over here somewhere. Oh, right here. Sure, there's some lightning. Even though you're lightning yourself. There's some ice. Because why not? And you know what? I'm just gonna kill you for fun. Disembodied voice. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the specto proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. Who are you? Show yourself at once. What? No dramatic entrance? You've changed. Very funny. Well, let's get back to work. Ugh, you remember that. In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest to God hero after all. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Ichigo, for bringing me here. What, no dramatic entrance? Kappa? It appears Alice had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, might I have the shard? No, you may not have the shard. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? That is a question I too have to ask myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Ichigo. And not only that, the secrets of adventuring. But come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to help us bear. Only one obstacle remains. The security systems within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes. But if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but ignorant corruption and overview sounds like a stadium thesis. Bio had to write one. At least I wonder. Mine was about the compact application of Aether. I'm nothing if not practical. Evanode was more philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our Nathan's duty to the world. A conversational subject, to say the least. He asserted that Shadowland's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition of the country's cherished policy of no intervention. Being a leading member of the forum, her father was not happy. At the time, of course, Avenel was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which I mean the roads were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open minded. But deep down, he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for that. I should have liked to meet the young Evernote. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the alignment civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the stadium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archman mark. My peers at the students of Brothers convinced me to write one with the promise of unfiltering access to forbidden tunes. So I consider it was so I consider it no more than a means to an end at the time. I will admit I am gratified to have my effects acknowledged. Good cause. And other thesis. I sunder to image I sunder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your forelay? Yes, on his archive note. It was waiting for me in its chamber. If a copy of this if a copy of its report that survives, it would be stored on this device. Shall we find out? Bleep. Initializing. Scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified as member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, Your Highness. Mm-hmm. It never ceases to amaze me. This but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doga and Yuma said as much when they granted me this gift. But until such time as it fades, I shall use it gracefully. Search archive for Elkin corruption. Searching. One item found. The corruption and overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Oh, go on, Your Highness. Did a nice note the password. Then, right, let's see. Glory, glory be to Allah. Long live Emperor Sadat. Bleep blop. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it. Come now. Passwords are inferable, short and simple. For instance, password. The notion that could be something and it would be laughable were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your contact in the presence of His Highness is closely inappropriate. Know your place, hen, handmaiden. What did you just call me? Be warned, any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness would not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A simple misstep. It's a simple misstep, and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be the task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax into cooperating, it is them. Come, let us bear the note back to the Rising Stones. I should probably mention that I've yet to meet Sid since waking up. When Borsa did send word to the ironworks, but it appears our friend has been filled on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assume my proposal to seek to his help is no pretext. However much I look forward to seeing him again, him and everyone. But come, let us be on our way. Hey, look at him. Opa running. How sweet. So, it wouldn't do it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? Wonderful news, Ichigo. Tetsuya contacted Sid on our behalf. He is on his way even as we speak. Uh, uh, uh. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind? No voices. Alright. As we know, the meeting was convinced to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Kalamat. According to intelligence from our domain allies, the war of succession rages on, and the empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Empire Legion and the provinces have begun to move independently of the motherland. Of greatness concerns to us is a legion aligned with Lord Neva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from House Bruce. Bruce, aren't they the ones who took in Yasha and Ashi? This bodes well. Xeno's movement, meanwhile, remains stronger in mystery. We're hoping that Thankwit and Yerger and whatever will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Probably won't. Until such time as they do, the Allied leaders felt it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict. And so, thanks in part to the Emperor withdrawal from Philid, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of a fishing clash with the Empire. Wherever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Lamosins, in particular, struggle in their efforts. Avenode and Yastola have been called upon to aid them. As long as we're dealing with the tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. This is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourself comfortable in Don's respite? Also set in as soon as he arrives. Okay, that's starting to annoy me. Let me fix that real fast. Mm. Alright. Dude, that fixes the whole timer problem. Alright. Alright, how's the stream been? I adjusted my game settings. Sunday? Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. Rip. I had to go in here. Hey, Sid. Long time no see. Sid! Now kiss. Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. Huh. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secret of traversing time and space seems exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself has already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something? What is it? Well, a treatment for tempering. And for the next step, You need to find the password for this elegant report? Just so. With no clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a magic check terminal should make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Verbose. It contains an alignment dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to a terminal and set it to work right away. So you're going to be using a trickery attack. Oh, looks like it finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Huh. Short and simple. Just as it said. Will you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, my lady. Freedom! Note. Open the report entitled Extra Corruption and Overview. Password freedom. Password accepted. Opening report. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which ignorance corrupt and bind men to their realm. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to an alteration of the aether of the soul. Said, said aether originally exists in equilibrium. No one element being more poignant than another. But when a subject is exposed to the aether of an icon, this changes. Their soul takes on the properties of the entry in question. By way of an example, exposure to the aether of the vein Threverat would cause the subject's aether to become aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened ability with earth aspected magic, as well as pre- preternatural levels of endurance. Reported exposure would further enhance the traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. The change the changes ongoing the changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributed to internal alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrelly changed. or stagnant during the process. The stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable of the will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner, due to corruption become worships. In this matter, uh, due to the corruption become worshippers of the icon, their prayers serving to further empower the entry. Having discerned the mechanism of exerting corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a method capable of a development material capable of shielding one from its effect, and tour in which we were successful, a bit at great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women all, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Iron. Though I knew it was fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my in in, per, in pretense, I have been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report would be expunged from the archive. Nonetheless, I recorded in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of liquor corruption. In recording. So not even the Alicons were able to find a cure, or rather, were not given a chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Ahmad's decision. More importantly, this confirms that the definition of the soul is indeed the problem, and Amago can remedy that. True. Yet, were we simply to reanimate the well, Kemper show, the fair it would do not to diminish and the individual's festive faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we would somehow need to suppress the primal code over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. If we could only make them remember who they were, there's no point in reviving their souls unless we can restore their sense of self. Hmm. But of course, memory transference. The process that the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adopting that technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation that is limited effect of to those that is limited effect to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Though thus restoring the sense of self, we would theoretically drown out the incitements of faith, of false faith, which had come to dominate the individual thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corruption would help us identify suitable memories of reanimation. But are you confident you can adopt memory transference as required? I seem to recall you attempt. I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home, convoluted and literal bloodletting. They did. You are right. Despite my best effort, I could not recreate the mechanism, and I conceded that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the base for a girl. And perhaps it's better that we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, notes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magic, which leads me to believe that that it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within the space of a few days. Hmm. In theory, it would be no different from how we identify the password, but it will take more calculation power. A lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Timmy said, why do you suppose Owen logged his report behind a password? You keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why us? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with laser and a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a personal would keep it from a person minded to look. Hey Noobly, how you doing? Welcome back. No, he wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Now, like the members of a certain engineering collective, I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. You two, run up as many Magic terminals as you can, find and bring them to the workshop. Right away, chef, chief. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we, luckily we have you to help, huh? Right. Well, hotel and I configure the terminals. I want the rest of you to procure supplies, namely, stellarium to fuel the terminal and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventurers to go on a gathering spree. In that case, I trust Ichiko and LSA with the beryllium. Here's the promissory note for each of you. Take them to the Skystyle manufactory in Iskar and the Galarium processing plant in Thailand. The people there will give you what you need. Yours is well-known phase in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Thailand. Uh, uh. Alright. I am going to hand it there right now. Like I said, it was a short stream. So I'm going to come back to this on Saturday. So Saturday, I'm planning on playing some Final Fantasy 14, and then D&D, and then Among Us. So keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure what time I'm going to start it, but it's going to start with Final Fantasy 14 first, and then go from there. So yeah, hopefully you have fun. I know there wasn't much action going on in this, today. Just trying to get through a bit of the story.